Hello everybody and welcome to today's Gold and Silver Club end of week review presented by myself, Bill Carr and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets and analysing the week's performance. The live session will cover an end of week summary for gold, silver, oil and the commodity currencies. We'll be looking at our top trades of the week. We'll be covering live market commentary and technical analysis, and also looking at the week ahead, so key events looking forward, and of course answering any questions you may have too. So this week, just talk you through some of the gold moves over the last few days. Been very interesting. So gold price has soared just yesterday to 4-week highs on weak US jobs data. So this week, gold price soared to hit a 4-week high Thursday. The precious metal was boosted as the US dollar index fell to 10.5-month lows. We'll take a look at that shortly, creating safe haven demand for gold. During the open of the US trading session, gold price was trading at up over $14 to $1,348.60 an ounce. Gold rallied to its highest close on the New York Mercantile Exchange since September the 19th, hitting a 4-week high of $1,352 an ounce and 50 cents. So gold started its upward move on Tuesday on weaker than expected US non-farm payroll data. The US Department of Labor report showed in September the world's largest economy added 148,000 new jobs, so significantly above forecasts of 180,000. The national employment rate remained unchanged, ticking down slightly from 7.3% to 7.2%. The Labour Department said that the number of unemployed persons in the US remained at 11.3 million, while those who are experiencing long-term unemployment remained unchanged at 4.1 million. And the disappointing September jobs data highlighted the damage that the US government's 16-day shutdown has inflicted on the economy. So the report also confirmed the possibility that the Federal Reserve could delay tapering its $85 billion per month asset purchasing program until March 2014. So in the near term, this is viewed as extremely supportive for precious metal prices. So looking ahead, the question now will be moving into next week, and today as well, will gold prices continue to soar? So we're at some very interesting levels on gold right now, on the crude oil, USD CAD. We're going to take a look at all of these very shortly on the live technicals. So a little bit about myself myself and Nick Kalsi at the Gold and Silver Club. I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world, gold, silver, oil, and the commodity currencies. Also train thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. I'm responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders. Also a regular contributor to a number of financial publications and speak at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me on the call is Nick Kalsi, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top-tier hedge funds and investment banks. Through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, mindset and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications and has appeared frequently on financial television with myself. So that's a little bit of background on the Gold and Silver Club. And what we'll do now, just have a look at the gold price this morning, looking very interesting right now. So trading at $1,342 an ounce, managed to hold on to the gain that they put in yesterday. So we closed, we're very close to the price we closed at. So we'll take a look at the technicals very shortly. Before we do so, we'll just go over some gold seasonality. So where we are right now in terms of seasonality is quite interesting. So we have seen this downtrend broken now, which we typically get over the month of October. It's been the case for certainly the last 3 years, and this is seasonality over the last 32 years, that October is a bearish month for gold. So we've certainly seen that play out. Now we're going to see if we're going to see a bottom in the market at the moment, whether we can put some pressure and break out of 1,352 to the next key levels at the moment. If we can't and we continue in terms of seasonality, we could see some lower prices moving into next week. So we are at important levels. We are holding above them at the moment. So news coming out of the US is going to be important, and the US dollar index is going to be important as well. So looking at the US dollar index, it has found support at 79, which was a very important level for the US dollar index to find. It's actually produced a nice big dragonfly doji at the moment on the daily time frame. So we will see if that produces a supportive move over today and moving into next week, or whether we are going to continue down. If we do break 79 on the US dollar index, we have further to fall. We could start seeing 78 get tested, and below that there's not really much support at all for at least down to the 76 and 75 area. So we'll be taking a look at that as well on the charts. But gold added important decision points. It's going to be important to see where gold closes the week today. So we're definitely going to be paying a lot of attention to that for next week's opportunities for position trades. So looking at the top trades of the week we've had, oil has been very lucrative again this week, as has gold and some of the commodity currencies. So we're just talking through our top 4 trades of the week. First of all, WTI oil. We've been covering this a lot on the weekly webinars with yourselves, and we did finally see a nice big breakdown of that 100 level. We saw that on Sunday. We produced a nice setup there. We broke through the 100.63 level, and we came down all the way down to 200 moving average. We had a fast move down. That was over a 209-point move over Monday and Tuesday. And we've continued to break down actually even further than that now. But that was, for a day trade, that was a 70-point risk for $700 risk for 209 points, so 2,090 US dollars profit for a 3-to-1 on that for WTI oil. Gold, so we did have a breakout on non-farm payroll. We had a nice breakout from an area of consolidation there that we had earlier on in the week from Sunday and Monday. So the price was really starting to coil up in quite a tight range. And then we did get a breakout on farm payroll. Had a confirmation when the price broke above 1,325, and it came and hit our profit target, 1,342. So that was 170 points profit. So 80-point risk on the trade, $800 risk for each lot traded, and 1,700 US dollars profit for each lot traded. So for a 2-to-1 on gold. Australian US dollar, we had a nice setup on Tuesday evening, right at resistance. So we had a rally all the way to key Fibonacci level, and we then saw some profit taking overnight. We've actually come down quite a lot lower now, but that was just an automated trade. So we hit the take profit by the time that we actually woke up in the morning. So that was just a very simply quick 2-to-1, 24 pip risk for $240 risk for a 46 pip gain. So $460 gain for each lot traded. 2-to-1 banked just automatically overnight in Australian US dollar on a pending order. And then Brent, this was on the crude oil inventories this week. We had a nice inverse hammer on the daily, which hit resistance as well. 111 again provided resistance. Actually, Brent breaking down came all the way down to that 106.62 level. It's right around there this morning, finding a little bit of support. I'll talk you through that on the weekly chart, because Brent and WTI looking really interesting right now. So we had a 75 pip risk on that, $750 for each lot traded for 197 points. So $1,970 profit for a 2.5-to-1, which was helped by the crude oil inventories, which came in at more than expected. Over 5 million barrels were in inventories versus, I think it was about 2.4 million was predicted. So that caused a nice move down. Obviously, there's more inventories, which caused when there's a surplus of inventories like that, which it goes past the expectations, that typically causes a sell-off in oil, which we saw to profit from on Wednesday. Okay, so those are the top moves of the week. So nice moves again on oil and gold and some of the commodity currencies. So with that, we're going to take a look, and we're going to, first of all, we're going to go across to the US dollar index. And let me just move you over to my charts now. We'll do some technical analysis. Market's looking quite interesting this morning. Okay, first of all, we're just looking at Gold and Silver Club, just the Reuters news trading platform. So the bottom right-hand corner here, this is the US dollar index. You can see here, we've just bounced off the 79 level. I'm just going to zoom into that a little bit for you, just so you can see a little bit more clearly. Put it on the 3-month. There's the nice dragonfly doji there on the daily time frame. You can see we come down, tested 79, and we've been rejected at the moment. We want to see how this candle performs over the course of today, whether we're going to retest 79 or if this is going to be strong. If we do see more upward momentum, that will put pressure on gold, silver, certainly Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar took some big moves down overnight. Gold is still holding on to its gains. Silver has retraced a little bit, and USD Canadian dollar is had quite a big breakout still over the last 3 days. So US dollar index, that gives you an idea just on the shorter time frame. But if I take it onto a 1 year chart, then you see the 79 level, how important it is. If I take it to a 2 year chart, you can see how many times we've had bounces off this level. So it is important. If we get a breakdown below that, 78.5 is the next level of support, then 78, but 78, a break of that, we're in free fall, and that's when you're going to see gold and silver rally, and the other commodity currencies as well. So that's something to pay a lot of attention to. If the US dollar index doesn't break down from here and it gets supported and we get a rally back into the 80 zone, that's again going to put pressure on gold and silver. So you really need to have, for trading these commodities and commodity currencies, you need to have this chart for the US dollar index. So you can really, gives you a good a barometer of the gold and silver and commodity currencies. So with that, let's have a look at the charts, and we'll just bring those across for you. Okay, so gold at the moment holding it. So we can see yesterday we spiked up to $1,352 an ounce, just shy of a key Fibonacci level actually. But we came across to the same profit target we saw back in September as well, 30th September. You can see where the price spiked up to exactly the same level with pinpoint accuracy there. So are we going to see another sell-off? Are we going to have we're going to see the short sellers come back in here and bring the price back down within this downward trend channel? Or are we going to see the price be able to close solidly on the week above? Really, we want it to close really above a key moving average, 50-day moving average. We want it to close really above. Let's have a look at that. $1,343 an ounce for it to have a continuation into next week. We'd like to see it really close at highs of the day for the bulls to get more interested here. If we close lower and we start coming down, we're going to close and retest around the 1333 area. And if we were to breach the yesterday's low and Wednesday's low of 1,328, we're probably due another move lower again, and we're going to start retesting some of these key levels just below 1,321 and 1,306. So to be decided on gold today, but still holding up okay at the moment. Silver, we did get a breakout yesterday above this 22.79 level. We did hold on to some of those gains yesterday. We've come down a little bit. We've retested the 61.8 retracement level, found a bit of a bounce there at the moment. Again, if this may just be a pullback before we get some higher prices again, or we might be coming back down again with silver too. So again, to be decided, the US dollar index going to be an important factor in what we see next. If we do see a breakout, again, in silver, we get back above 22.79 again. We've got 23.20 as the next clear level. If we get a breakdown of 22.49, the next clear support is 21.68. So we just want to see where the price action is going to be at the moment on silver. Moving across to USD Canadian dollar, I had a fantastic move. Looking at the weekly, which we've been discussing quite a lot over the last few weeks, we had this massive dragonfly doji here on a weekly time frame going back to about 6 weeks ago, which was in line with the overall trend that we've been in for quite some time here on US dollar Canadian dollar. You can see we've been in this uptrend on USD CAD, which we've been discussing several times, and finally we were supported a lot around the 1.02651 level. We got a test of some key moving averages earlier on in the week at 1.02651, and we've seen just the price rocket. We've actually hit some longer term profit targets this morning at 1.0444 here. So we've had 3 days of really strong gains at the moment on USD Canadian dollar. So trend is your friend right now. USD Canadian dollar continuing to surge higher. Next levels we'll be looking at will be 1.04688, 1.04842 as the next key levels going higher there. So USD had strong right now. Moving across to some of the commodity currencies, Australian US dollar came up, hit key moving average as well. Found resistance really just around this 0.96995 Fibonacci levels. We are due a pullback. We had about almost 9 days of solid gains here on Australian US dollar, so we're definitely expecting a pullback here Around the 0.955 level is probably the next level it's going to hit before we start seeing possibly more buyers come into the market and a continuation of the uptrend. Again, that's going to be dependent on the US dollar index, what it does from now. If it continues to break down, that will be supportive for the Australian US dollar. If that goes, if it spikes up, we'll see more weakness. New Zealand US dollar, similar situation. We came up, we've reached really just shy of 2013 highs here. If you go onto the weekly, you can see the highs just on the chart. So we came just shy of 2013 highs. Again, we put in a really strong move over last week, and we've now hit some key resistance levels. Obviously, traders have taken profit. We broke below yesterday's low. Earlier on in the week, we broke below, that was Monday's low. Probably stop losses got triggered. So after that, we saw the price come down fairly fast, and we're going to come to some supportive areas this morning at 0.827. We're going to see how the price reacts around that level. If it breaks, we could be due another move lower, which will be into next week, 0.81768, or we may get supported and consolidate where we are now. So we'll be monitoring that as well. We can see definitely we were overdue some profit taking on New Zealand US dollar. Whether this is a short-term top is to be decided at the moment. Let's just quickly remove that rectangle. Okay, and then where the action has been, let's take a look at Brent as well, WTI. So Brent looking really interesting right now. If I zoom out to you on the daily chart here, you can see what a key level we're at right now, the 106. Let me just quickly highlight that for you. 106.50 here at the moment. So you can see this played an important level of resistance going back to June. So 1, 2, 3 tested that resistance. Then it became support further into July. A lot of bounce off that level. We finally broke down just down to the 104 level here before we rallied up to the highs during August. And now we're consolidating. We've got a doji there. So obviously there are some buyers definitely at this level, some profit taking occurring. We are, clearing all below a whole flurry of moving averages now. So it's looking bearish in terms of the key moving averages, but we have come against a major level of support. So what we want to see here is a clear break at the moment. We've got a doji, so some indecision at the moment on WTI, but we've had a really nice move. We've been in consolidation zone really on Brent here since mid-September. This whole 111 level providing resistance and 106 providing support. So we want to see if we're going to get a breakdown or if we're going to come back within this trend channel at the moment. So definitely one to be watching on, because if it has a similar move down to WTI, there's going to be a lot of pips on us. So some trade setups we've been highlighting, even moving into last Friday as well in the previous week. This 101 level was a really important level to close below and break below. And since we've closed below that, as highlighted on our top trades, we've had some big moves down. We've had since we broke below 101, it's been over 600 point move over the last week until we bottomed out around 96 at the moment. You can see, again, we've got a nice big dragonfly doji on the daily time frame. We are below a lot of key moving averages though. The overall trend is down. We'll see if this is a short term, we put in a bottom at the moment, or whether this is just going to get some profit taking at the moment and we're going to get a continuation of any retests within this trend channel at the moment. But we've had 3 days of big moves down, so there's going to be some profit taking, no doubt, and some traders are going to be looking to get in at some bargain prices. But we will see. There's not really too much to support the WTI until we get down to the 94 level. So we've not got any major levels of support where we are at the moment. So be interesting to see how this moves. But we've certainly had some really nice short trades here over the last week, and we finally broke that 101 level. So WTI definitely going to be one to watch today. Let's see what happens with this Dragonfly Doji we put in yesterday. So plenty to be looking at today. We do have some major news announcements coming later today. As you can see there, US durable goods orders. Also got some revised consumer sentiment. We'll go over key news coming up over the next week. So let me just bring you back to the presentation and we'll talk you through it. Okay, so we're looking ahead at key news. So we have today at 3 p.m. GMT and 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the US pending home sales. So that's the National Association of Realtors pending home sales report, measuring the change in the number of homes under contract to be sold, but still awaiting the closing transaction. So it excludes new construction. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish for the US dollar. So that's going to have a further impact on the US dollar, and we'll see what correlation that has with gold and silver today. next Monday. Today, actually, we do have it's the US durable goods orders in 2 hours and 10 minutes, which will also have a high impact. So that's going to also affect the US dollar in the same way. So in 2 hours' time, do keep note of that. The US pending home sales being next Monday. Okay, moving into next Tuesday, we've got US core retail sales. That report measures the change in the total value of sales at the retail level, excluding automobiles. So it's an important indicator of consumer spending and is also considered as a pace indicator for the economy. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. So 1:30 p.m. GMT, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Next Wednesday, we have US ADP non-farm employment change. So the ADP non-national employment report is a measure of the monthly change in non-farm private employment. The release ahead of government data. Again, that will have an important impact on the US dollar index again. So next Wednesday at 1:15 p.m. GMT, 8:15 Eastern Time. And moving into next Wednesday, 30th of October, we have the US crude oil inventories. That data reports the number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have inventory. So we had a high impact move again this week. On Wednesday, we saw a surge in the amount of crude oil barrels in inventories, which caused a nice sell-off in Brent and WTI to take advantage of. So do make sure you're around for that if you trade oil. Commercial firms report their inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. So higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for crude oil, while a lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. And then next Wednesday, 30th of October, we have a US FOMC statement. So that's a primary tool for the FOMC to communicate with traders. It contains the outcome of their votes of interest rates, an update of the Fed's $85 billion per month asset purchasing program. So along with commentary about the economic conditions that influence their votes. That statement is followed by a press conference with Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke, although that will actually be Janet Yellen, I believe, and that could trigger volatility within the US dollar and commodity prices. Okay, so Wednesday, 30th October, and that's 7 p.m. GMT and 2 a.m. Eastern Time. And then, of course, for those of you who would like to take your trading to the next level, you can find out more about the Gold and Silver Club Masterclass program, about the Gold and Silver Club live trading room packages, and also gain exclusive access to our private members community. You can find out more about that very simply. Just get in touch with us at www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com or contact us at our London, New York or Johannesburg office with the details on the screen at the moment on either 0207 193 0403 or +1 646 828 0403 for our New York office, or +27 11 083 8403 for our Johannesburg office. Or just email us at office@thegoldandsilverclub.com to get in touch. And do make sure you also take advantage and subscribe to our newsletter for free weekly gold, silver, oil, commodity currency news, live market analysis and prices. Okay, guys, so those are the details to get in touch. So we definitely some interesting markets to be having a look at today, some interesting moves that we've had over the last week. So, guys, we'll definitely wish you good luck for the rest of the day and week's trading, and we'll catch you back here same time next week. And if you need anything else, just get in touch on the details on the screen. Okay, take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.